everyone. Welcome to the Dhamana Talk Show. And in today's show, we'll be handling social awareness. Can you read your environment? Do you understand your environment? And much, much more. I'm your host, Janice Munyai. As stated earlier, today we'll be handling social awareness. Our guest is on set with us today. His name is Sir Newton Opio. Just in case you missed out on our very first episode with him, you need to check it out. He laid an amazing foundation on the topic emotional intelligence, and he is back again to help us continue building up the different aspects in emotional intelligence. Karibu sana, Bwana Newton Opio.
Asante.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What do you want to tell us today?
Maybe just to recap on where we left it at.
Okay.
And then we will get into today's discussion.
Uh-huh.
The one thing we talked about, emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
We were looking at intelligence being incorporated in how you manage your emotions. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that came out very clearly is that regardless of your personality, you have a key role to play in the community, and that is the best way to go. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thank you very much. That is for anyone that did miss that episode. But don't forget, you can watch it on YouTube. But let's jump right into our topic for today, social awareness. What is social awareness?
Just like before, I would want to be as basic so that nobody misses out.
Exactly.
And again, we just begin by understanding the two words and then putting them together.
Yeah.
When you talk about social, social has to do with the people around you.
Yeah.
So basically, we are talking about how to relate with people and how to let yourself fit into a community.
Okay.
Then when we talk about awareness, is being conscious of the environment around you. So when you add these two, we are saying as you blend with the relationship of the people around you, also remain conscious of what is expected of you.
What is expected of you,
Yes.
and we try to understand what it is that
Exactly.
you are. Someone would ask, why would I want to look into social awareness? Why is it important?
I will put my foundation through a very practical example, then you will see where you fit in.
Okay.
If today you are a driver and you want to move from point A to B in Nairobi,
Yes.
you have your car, it is in good shape, that is self. But if you say from this point to where I want to go, it will take 1 hour,
Yes.
and then you program yourself that it will take you 1 hour, without putting into consideration that there are other drivers on the road,
On the road.
it will take you 3 hours.
Jamia,
Because
Nairobi.
you wanted to go,
Yes.
but the other drivers cannot allow you to go. So when now we come into social awareness, we're actually trying to say, I want to drive my life,
Yes.
but I cannot drive it in a vacuum. I need to be conscious of the environment that I am driving my destiny. Yes. Sure.
That is quite amazing. And when you're trying to understand the people now around you, what are some of the things that you need to look into?
These are basic day-to-day things.
Yes.
Many times we don't put a lot of value. Like, for example, how do I listen?
Yes.
Listening has to do with the ears. It has also to do with understanding of what is being said. You also want to look at it like, how do I interpret the moods of those around me? They could be verbal, or they could be just sign. How do I interpret them?
Yeah.
You also are looking at, as I work with the people,
Yes.
when do I say this is the right opportunity to bring up this kind of a discussion or an argument?
Reading a room.
Yes. You also are looking at it like, what kind of person am I talking to? Am I talking to somebody who will take time to understand me? Am I talking to somebody who is likely to flare up within the shortest time? So understanding where you are and the environment of the people around you is a bad thing. So that in summary, we are trying to say In social intelligence,
Yeah.
you must first have an understanding of the social environment that you are operating in. Yes.
So in trying to looking into you trying to be a good listener or something of that sort, and trying to read the moods of people, getting to understand how the room is and such stuff, what are some of the things that someone can do in order for them to improve themselves in listening to other people, in reading a room, in trying to understand the moods of people and such things?
One of it, I return us to where we were talking about intelligence.
Yeah.
There has been a false thinking that when you go to school, you are the best. It's not true. That's why in university you find there are very fine professors in the room,
Yeah.
but their social life is a mess.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that you should actually be looking at as an individual
Yes.
is coming first from the understanding that I'm not the best.
Okay.
But also I pause at this point and say, the very fact that you are alive
Yes.
tells you that you are meant to be a leader.
Okay.
If you talk biology, sorry, because I'm a scientist.
It's okay.
When you talk biology,
Yeah.
the very fact that you are fertilized to have been born, you beat other seeds
Yeah.
to make it.
Yes.
So you are born a leader, and that capacity in you, when you are talking social intelligence,
Yeah.
plays a big role, where you are saying, I need to blend with the people around me to bring out the best in me.
Yeah.
So one of the things you are looking at is, are you a team player?
Okay.
The other thing you are looking at is, at what occasion do I want to bring the strength that is in me? So
Okay.
always be consciously thinking, which is the best environment to bring out myself
Yeah.
and to give my best foot forward. Look at it also in terms of, am I a value addition to the community or am I part of the trouble? If you're
Yeah.
part of the trouble, you'd want to first assess again
Yeah.
when to get into the mood. Because you've heard of people making this funny discussion that as long as so-and-so is in this mix,
Yes.
this thing is not going anywhere. That is an indicator that you have a problem with your social awareness.
Okay.
Because you have created the impression that you are, we call them rabble rousers. You are a troublemaker wherever you go.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is what you want to tame and learn. If I am not fit in this environment,
Yeah.
where am I fit?
Where am I fit?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Sir Newton, are there biblical examples that can give us the basis of social awareness?
The easiest I can remember is Psalm chapter 1, verse 1 to 6.
Yeah.
I'll just paraphrase to fit into the discussion today.
Okay.
When you read what the psalmist is saying, the psalmist says,
Yeah.
blessed is the man who does not fast. It says walk. And then 2, it says stand. And then 3, it says sit. When you say walk in normal life, we are trying to say you've had vibes about a situation or a discussion over something. But to you, it was a listen and go kind of a situation.
Okay.
You never gave it serious thought. When you move to the second level where you stand, you want to either Google or consult
Yeah.
just to understand, what did I hear and what does it mean?
Okay.
When you come to the third and last one, where social awareness is key, you are now sitting. Sitting means, I am into this thing.
Hauna haraka.
Sina haraka. Now let's start digging in. And that many times is where now you want to identify who are people that border on incitement, people who actually do it for good intentions,
Yeah.
or people who are just passing time. And because of young people, allow me to say it, it may maybe step on some of the toes.
Yes.
You've woken up and you've called in your friends.
Yes.
Usually you always ask, who is going to come with soda?
Yes.
Who will come with popcorn?
Split budget.
Who will come with biscuits?
Yes.
And then now you are sitting and watching that movie from 8 in the morning
Yes.
to around 6:30 when you know parents are coming back home. To you, you are in the third phase.
Okay.
You're actually talking, but the substance of what you are talking is nothing.
Okay.
If somebody asks you, what were you doing during the whole day? There is really nothing. All you can say, I had so-and-so here, and we were watching a movie.
Yes.
Even the content of the movie you may not understand. So now when it comes to more serious things other than the example I've given,
Yes.
what do you respond to? What is your intention of responding to that issue?
Okay.
What is your expectation in terms of outcome from what you are concentrating on?
Yeah.
That now is social awareness.
Social awareness.
Yes.
Now, you'll find out that we have a couple of people, young people or even, mostly young people. They have visions set and they have goals. And in trying to be socially aware or in trying to fit in with the environment, a young person can lose sight of their vision simply because they are either too socially aware or they do not think that themselves taking a step towards what it is that they have planned to do is going to please the people that they find comfort in. What would be your advice on young people who have visions, but the visions have been blurred out by the fact that they are looking at the people around them? They are minding too much about the people around them, such that they can even let their dreams go, their visions go.
I think right away I may start by saying that word vision, we have also misunderstood it
Okay.
when we are relating it with goal. A vision is a bigger picture
Okay.
of what you want your expected future to look like.
Yes.
A goal are the broken down components
Yes.
that will help you achieve that
The
vision.
Yes.
Now, how you will now want to relate socially
Yes.
is not in the bigger vision. It is in how you manage the small goals
Okay.
that add up into the vision.
Into the vision.
So, if I say my expectation is to do ABCD or to become so-and-so,
Yeah.
when you are setting now your goal, which are the short term, you need to be asking yourself,
Yes.
before you get in, who will be my drivers? Who are likely to be my barriers? If you know who your drivers are, the drivers are the people who will facilitate your visions to become true.
Okay.
Look around you, that's why we are calling it social,
Yeah.
and ask yourself, where should my affinity, my attachment be? Should it be, for example, let's assume somebody says, I want to be a pastor.
Yes.
And your vision is that dream big church. And the person that you keep very close company to is maybe somebody who is good in vibes. You
Okay.
call them moshene. They're good in vibes. Those vibes
Yes.
will totally derail you
Yeah.
and give you wrong goals
Yes.
that will end up, if you ever end up to be a pastor, you will be a pastor that will really be a struggler because
Yes.
you based your foundation on the wrong premise.
Wrong.
Now, youth become derailed because, like we were saying the other time, one, the people that you are calling your role models,
Yes.
you are using the wrong parameter. You are picking the wrong person.
Okay.
If you are looking at a politician, admiring a politician, but you want to become a pastor,
Yes.
definitely you've lost it.
Okay.
The other thing that happens is we consult the wrong people. And at this
Good.
point, allow me to also just quote from the Bible.
Yes.
There is a grandson of David, the king. He was called Rehoboam, I think. When his father Solomon died,
Yes.
he had two opportunities. Consult the old people
Yeah.
who are friends of his father, or consult the young people.
His friends.
Both of them, yes, his friends.
Yeah.
Both of them gave their wisdom
Yes.
depending on their bias. He finally said, I have grown up with these young people. Let me listen to my fellow young people.
Yeah.
And we all know it finally led to the splitting of the kingdom
Yeah.
because he knew what his vision was,
Yes.
but he messed with his goals. And if you mess with your goals, you have messed with your vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's what the time, not timeline, sorry, steps
Exactly.
achieving what you
Actually,
want
that
to
is the
achieve.
right word. The
Steps.
goals are the steps that are like stairs,
Stairs.
leading you upward.
All the way
And
to
if
where you
you've
want to
ever done mountain skiing,
Yeah.
the more you climb a mountain, the more it drains your energy.
Yes.
The more now your willpower is the one that keeps you going. So the other reason why young people have fallen on the wayside,
Yes.
you started easy and expected it to remain easy.
Easy all the way.
Yes.
Okay.
To become a champion, if you are doing, say, wrestling, you must beat every other guy on the road and in the ring for you to be able to make it to the top. So if your vision is the top, the journey to the top
Yeah.
needs a lot of both physical and spiritual muscle and even academic muscle
Yeah.
for you to make it. But as you are putting on those muscles, remember, there are barriers, people who will oppose you,
Yeah.
and there are also people who will facilitate your journey.
Now, Saniton, you have mentioned the youth fearing to approach the seniors in our community, in our society. And I might have fallen to be a victim of the same. So what would be your advice to young people who are fearing to approach the seniors or people who have walked ahead of them?
One of the easiest ways,
Yes.
do you know how to smile?
Yes.
A smile is very infectious.
Okay.
When is the last time, for example, you even met on the same path with a person that you admire? You smiled to them and they refused. That's one way you can approach it. Second way, do you greet people?
Okay.
If you greet me, are you the habari mzuri guy, as in hi and we are gone? Are you able to coin up a discussion of even a minute, as in keep crossing my paths,
Okay.
keep interacting with me, I will notice you exist.
Okay.
Because as it is, maybe somebody has just grouped you and said that lady that sits with so and so.
Yes.
So the more you frequent in talking to these people, the more you realize even what you feared in the person does not exist.
Okay.
We have sat in one corner and judged them, but we have never taken a step to move near them.
Okay.
That's why for me, the best role model
Okay.
is not the guy I saw in TV. Is a guy I can interact with. Because once in a while, he will throw words of wisdom and direction into my life.
Okay.
Yes.
You do not want to miss out on the opportunity to reach out to the people that you admire. And the best mentor is not the one that you see on social media or on TV. It is one that you can interact with and one that can have the chance and opportunity to throw a word or two words of wisdom to you. You do not want to go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after the break. Before we took a break, we looked at the people that we look up to, who we should look up to, and actually how we can approach our seniors to be our mentors or people that we do admire. Just how do we get to talk to them? How do we get to involve them in our lives? Now, Sir Newton, the last time when you were introducing emotional intelligence, you did talk about the different personalities that we have. Now, how do the different personalities fit into our topic of today, which is social awareness?
Now, social awareness, if you look at the broader application,
Yeah.
we are looking at how do you fit in an organization or in a community.
Okay.
That organization could be called church, it could be your workplace, it could be the community where you belong.
Okay.
Now, these personalities, I repeat again, are beautiful and all admired, whether you are an introvert or an extrovert. In the community, they all have a place they fit. You have ever played, we call them jigsaw puzzles, The puzzles where you are fixing things until you
Pieces,
come up.
tiny pieces.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Now, these personalities are like jigsaw puzzles.
Okay.
If you do not fit it in a particular place, a hole remains.
Yeah.
And God is a matchmaker.
Yes.
He has positioned you in that job or in that community
Yeah.
because the puzzle that you are calling personality
Yes.
needs to fit in to complete the whole picture.
Okay.
Like, for example, there could be a need for somebody to do a research.
Okay.
There could be a need for somebody to push an agenda. There could be a need about mobilizing people to sit on the same table and have a discussion.
Okay.
These various personalities have a way they are able to fit into all these expectations of the community. Even the kind of boss that you have
Yes.
could fall in either of the personalities. But now, when you say a loud boss will be approached by a loud employee to go and help sort a problem,
Yes.
many times it escalates the problem.
Okay.
You need somebody who will tone it down so that a solution is found.
Okay.
So that is where it fits. Even in our homes, we have some of our siblings who snap just at any mention of a discussion.
Yes.
We have others who will soak it in and they first are able to audit what the situation is like before you hear them talk.
Yeah.
And usually they tend to be the peacemakers. So even as youth in the church,
Yes.
these personalities are all there. We want a pusher. We want somebody who will want to bring logic. We want somebody who will be able to assess the situation.
Yes.
That is how you fit into the whole matrix.
With your different personality.
Exactly.
And you are, I think, when you are in such a position, it is important for individuals to also, as you have said, every personality is beautiful. We need to appreciate the different personalities that we have in order for us to have a peaceable environment, and so that
Exactly.
work moves on. Newton Opio, Sir Newton, you are known to mentor a couple of, many, not a couple, many young men and many youths around. Okay, you have enough youths in your circles. How did you make it through life? And first of all, are you born this wise?
I don't consider myself wise.
They will tell you that.
It is a work in progress.
Okay.
Yes.
But they will tell you, we know. That is a word that we have. So how was your journey? How is it that you were able to grow into getting to the point where you can mentor many people?
If I use the story of my life,
Story of your life is
yes,
what you're looking for, actually.
yes. I grew up without a mentor until some stage in my life.
Okay.
I think after high school is when I started looking around at people that can be able to advise me.
Okay.
And this I say out of humility because there are those who already will be saying, I am this age and I've never found somebody to mentor me.
Okay.
Now, the people that I found who could be able to speak into my life majority were the age of my father.
Okay.
And there were things I was looking at in them. There are those that I had, actually three. One, I was looking at him. He is a medical doctor.
Okay.
I was looking at him, and because I had a bias on issues around medicine, I quickly started a rapport, and it has led into a relationship until death. When I finished Form 4, I passed so well to go and do a course, you call it a Bachelor of Commerce. I wanted to be an economist.
Okay.
But something along the way happened, and I ended up in science.
Yes.
So when I ended up in science, I had to shift my focus
Yes.
from the people around me within the home that were economists and were doing well to start now looking for, is there somebody around the science field? When I got my job, this doctor that I'm talking about, I may not mention his name, came in very handy.
Okay.
Actually, he played more the role of a mentor and an apprentice. Apprentice is the one who lets you run something.
Okay.
You make mistakes, he corrects you. And we have walked the journey. So when I am using my own life, I'm actually trying to say you can pick it up from whatever level. There are those who have role models right from primary school.
Yes.
Some of us did not have that pleasure. So how have I made it to come this far? The other thing, maybe because of my religious grounding,
Okay.
I made it my own focus
Yeah.
that I want to be better than my grandparents who had raised me in the faith.
Okay.
And that drive alone has led me to rub shoulders with people who are in the spiritual world. Yep.
So looking at it, there is what you wanted to do.
Yes.
And at that point when that was your vision, you did have mentors in mind towards economics.
Exactly.
And then when economics was not happening anymore and science was coming through, you changed your mentor to a scientific mentor. Sorry to call him that. But then your mentorship goal changed too. That comes in handy with the point that you talked of earlier. In when you change goals, you restructure. Like when you think that what was going to happen is not what is actually happening, you're free to restructure. Find your bearing afresh, then move on. Don't let anything stop you. This has been a constructive session. Thank you so much for choosing to be with us for another session. And maybe as we close, you can give your closing remarks on social awareness to our viewers. I'm sure they'd like to hear 2 or 3 words of wisdom as we close.
Thank you.
Yes.
So for our viewers, thank you for hearing us in. I talk to the young people again, and my encouragement is, it is possible you used the wrong premise to arrive at your goal, to arrive at your vision, sorry. Now, if you have revised your vision, it is not late, but the basics of how to arrive at your preferred vision is have people to walk with you. And these people that walk with you must be smarter than you. The peers that you keep must also be peers that are in the line of where you want to go. There are social peers, and we have also professional peers. So be very specific in who you are looking up to. And then last and most importantly, because we have said you were born a leader, act like one, behave like one, take responsibility as one, and keep moving as the leader that God created you to be. Thank you.
Once again, thank you very much for joining us for today. And that has been our show for today. Till next time, stay blessed.